Go ahead, Lucy.
Good morning. My name is Lucy Kleins, and I'm a daughter of wisdom. And I am pleased to welcome and to introduce someone who doesn't need an introduction, Mary Elizabeth Kenel, our presenter today. Mary Elizabeth is a graduate of Our Lady of Wisdom Academy in Ozone Park, Queens, and went to St. John's University and earned a Bachelor's of Science in Medical Technology. Mary Beth then worked at Good Samaritan Hospital in West Islip, New York, and Maryview Hospital in Portsmouth, Virginia, before beginning her studies in the field of psychology at the Catholic University of America. Following her graduation from Catholic U, Mary Beth worked in the field of forensic psychology at the D.C. Superior Court, followed by working at the Police and Fire Clinic in Washington, D.C. Mary Elizabeth also wrote a number of articles pertaining to psychology, human development, religious life, and spirituality. A member of a Sophia group that met regularly at Wisdom House for many years, she is most proud of her book, Seasoned with Sage, which examines growth in interpersonal, and transpersonal aspects of wisdom over the course of a lifetime. We are grateful to have Mary Beth with us.
Well, thank you, Lucy. That was lovely. So today we're taking chapter 12 of Elizabeth Johnson's book, Come Have Breakfast. And this chapter is called The Author of Beauty. And Elizabeth opens with a very famous quote from the Book of Wisdom: "From the greatness and the beauty of created things, their original author, by analogy, is seen." Now, the world's magnificence reveals something about the Creator, our wisdom God, who gifts it with its own natural existence. And as Elizabeth Johnson tells us, in our secular culture that assumes the world is just a given, not recognizing it as a gift, tracing the links from the world's beauty to its author has a profoundly beneficial effect. One, I would say, that seems to be ever more needed as recent policy changes in our country seem intent on rolling back many hard-won safeguards to our air, our water, and treating everything else, the old-growth forests, the sacred lands, wildlife, plants, domestic animals, crops, all mere commodities whose worth is determined solely in the marketplace. Now, an author dash theologian named Patrick McCormick wrote a book called God's Beauty, A Call to Justice. He noted that slowly but surely Christian churches have responded to the ecological crisis by reinterpreting the biblical command to exercise dominion in ways that highlight our calling to have respect and care for the dignity and the integrity of all creation, reframing our ecological vocation in terms of kinship. In this reinterpretation, we find echoes of our original blessing. Now, a Jewish author, Ellen Bernstein, who is known as the birth mother of the Jewish environmental movement, noted in her book, The Splendor of Creation, the context of dominion in Genesis is to be interpreted as a blessing, not as domination. She observed that God blessed humanity, made in their image and likeness, with fertility, a gift that was given to all creation, but also with a second gift, authority over nature. She observed that dominion, seen as blessing, is both an awesome responsibility and a profound privilege. And she felt truthfully that our role as human beings was that of tending the garden, not possessing it, not exploiting it, but passing it on as a sacred trust. And we hear the same thought echoed in the beliefs of our Native American For example, there's a small item written by an Audrey Shenandoah, who's a member of the Onondaga tribe. And she says, being born as humans to this earth is a very sacred trust. We have a sacred responsibility because of this special gift we have, which is beyond the fine gifts of the plant life, the fish, the woodlands, the birds, and all other living things on earth. We are able to take care of them. Now, Patrick McCormick went on to suggest that while rational and ethical arguments might help bring about a very necessary conversion and awaken us to our ecological vocation, only beauty has a special power to change and enlarge our hearts and to motivate us to care about and act on behalf of a world that is larger than we are, as well as on behalf of the creatures that are very different from ourselves. And he quoted a Dr. Jan McDaniel, a professor of world religions, and he noted, when it comes to what motivates us at a deeply emotional level and gives us a sense of meaning, there is a special power in beauty that is not always found in truth or goodness. And while moral exhortation and warnings of disaster have a real place in calling us to embrace our ecological vocation to care for the earth, we should not neglect a more joyful and aesthetic approach, because wisdom, who created our world and summoned us to be stewards and servants, not merely a lawmaker, is also an indwelling lure toward beauty. And we need to see and respond to the beauty of creation and to the joy, and he says, the merrymaking of a sustainable life, because it is this lure to beauty that will transform and animate our hearts and make creation sustainable. Therefore, it ought not surprise us that many more of our conservation and preservation decisions have been motivated more by beauty than by duty. McCormick says, duty might be viewed as something to shirk, but beauty is seductive, something to love and to cherish. Now, many other theologians and philosophers have also commented on the role of beauty. John of the Cross wrote, I did not have to ask my heart what it wanted, because of all the desires I have ever known, just one did I cling to, for it was the essence of all desire, to know beauty. And St. Augustine, at the time of his conversion, wrote words that are now famous. Late have I loved thee, O beauty, ever ancient, ever new. And Augustine's experience of God as beauty altered the trajectory of his whole life. And our experiences of beauty can have a similar impact on us. Now, other modern writers, too, have noted things like beauty unselfs and decenters us with a joyful call, summoning us beyond our daily routines and our narcissistic concerns. Beauty is sacred, wondrous, and surprising. The encounter with beauty awakens within a joyous attention to and care for the larger world. Beauty stirs passion and urgency within us and calls us forth from aloneness into the warmth and wonder of an eternal. Now, both Jan McDaniel and Alfred North Whitehead suggest that God is the indwelling lure for beauty within all of us. So beauty awakens within us a calling to wholeness, a summons to become relational people in community rather than isolated prisoners trapped within the narrow boundaries of our skin. Instead, we become social beings, living, working, and playing in harmony with and within a larger world. Now, you can also envision this lure of beauty as a call to embrace a vocation to live as artists or musicians. And it's as if wisdom calls us to form a jazz ensemble because we are asked to listen deeply to the harmony and the suffering of all creation, finding beauty in every blue note, chord, melody, learning to play together in a way that preserves and renews the rich and often hidden beauty of creation. I always think of you, Rosemarie, when I read this. And along with my own Irish ancestors, our Native Americans have a long tradition of recognizing and celebrating the role of beauty in our lives. I was especially struck by Lily Gladstone. Now, she's Blackfoot and Nez Perce heritage. She was the first Native American nominated to get an Oscar for Best Actress. She starred in Killers of she didn't get the Oscar, by the way, but she did get a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in 2024. Anyway, the dresses she wore to the events that were associated with these nominations and awards were made by Gucci, and they were decorated by Native American artisans who embellished her gowns with the quills and the beads in traditional designs. And if we can get through the closure of the government, you can see Miss Gladstone's dresses in the Museum of the American Indian here in DC. And at the installation of the exhibit, she sent the following message. And she says, "This world is a gift to us. It is something we take care of. And part of that relationship that we have with our Creator, with our earth, with our environment, and with ourselves is to make sure everything is beautiful." So I would close with an excerpt from the Navajo prayer to walk in beauty. It reminds me of an Irish prayer known popularly as the breastplate of St. Patrick, although I don't think he had anything to do with it, because it has the invocation, Christ beside me, Christ above me, Christ beneath me. And the Native Americans, Navajo in particular, also honored this. So they pray, "In beauty I walk, with beauty before me I walk, with beauty behind me I walk, with beauty above me I walk, with beauty around me I walk. Today I will walk out. Today everything negative will leave me. I will be as I was before. I will have a cool breeze over my body. I will have a light body. I will be happy forever. Nothing will hinder me. My words will be beautiful. In beauty all day long may I walk. Through the returning seasons may I walk. On the trail marked with pollen may I walk. With dew about my feet may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, lively may I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, living again may I walk. My words will be beautiful. With beauty before me may I walk. With beauty behind me may I walk. With beauty below me may I walk. With beauty above me may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. My words are beautiful." And so I'd invite you now to have a period of silent reflection, during which time, excuse me, I would ask us to consider the ways in which we've met the beauty of our wisdom God, whether you know her as Lady Wisdom or Sophia, walking with us on the highways and the byways of our lives, and perhaps how we might bring this gift of beauty and the spirit of hope that it inspires to others. Because, as Eleanor Roosevelt reminded us, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Amen.